Greetings, Cal's deans and staff. I'm Mike Allen. I'm director at the Nature Coast Biological Station in Cedar Key. And on behalf of our staff, I want to thank you for taking the time to let us join you in one of your meetings and learn a little bit more about what's going on at the lab in Cedar Key. We've had a number of things that are related to teaching and instruction, both at the undergraduate and graduate level, that I think are really exciting. You know, Seahorse Key Marine Lab has been part of the University of Florida for 50 years. But just in the past couple of years, we've actually got a battery backup system out there in full power, which allows us to have electricity 24/7 and is going to create the capability for continuous experiments and animal life for teaching out at the island. This field-based facility is just a wonderful resource for IFAS to be able to use for classes, and when things resume, we look forward to having a lot more students come and use this facility and the boats and all the field investigations that we can allow students to have right there from Seahorse Key. At the lab at NCBS, we've had a lot of good developments over the past year or so. We completed the wet lab downstairs. We have a fully functioning wet lab with a seawater system that has ambient seawater from the dock nearby, and a saltwater well that allows us to have seawater without zooplankton and things in it. And the lab is set up with aeration and temperature control, both heating and cooled, and it's set up really well for doing like climate change experiments and predator-prey experiments, and some of those are already underway with faculty in fisheries aquatic sciences, soil and water sciences, and wildlife ecology as well. So that's really nice to have the lab up and running. We also have a public education area and aquarium, and this is actually a really nice facility for undergraduates and visiting classes to learn about the Nature Coast and the unique environment that we live in here, and a lot about our research programs while they're in classes at NCBS. So that's really exciting to see the new aquarium, and we're continuing to develop that as we go. Our summer internship program, we're really looking forward to continuing this, and we plan to do this again this coming summer. We're not sure yet what it'll look like. We didn't do it this past summer, but our summer internship program gives undergraduates really the chance to work hand in hand with researchers and with state and federal agency partners in the fields of natural resource and aquaculture. And we're really looking forward to that this summer, and our plan is to have that internship, and those are paid internships. We usually have had somewhere between 12 and 14 interns per summer. About half those are with UF faculty, and about half of them are with state and federal agency partners, where they work hand in hand with state and federal biologists in the field, and they really get a chance to learn about what careers are like in the natural resources discipline. So we look forward to continuing that. We also offer a number of field-based classes. Charlie Martin has been integral in developing the Field Ecology of Aquatic Organisms class in Fisheries Aquatic Sciences. He's co-taught that with Don Behringer, and they really have done a nice job, both with the live class year before last and this past year with a virtual class, and lots of footage there. And Charlie's really embraced this form of education, and in the future, the class really gives an opportunity for students to get out and learn how to do things like set nets and drive boats and set and seine and sample plants and invertebrates and those kinds of things. So the kind of hands-on education that's really hard to get in just a classroom. So our lab is really, I think, positioned well for graduates and undergraduates to use. We're only an hour and 15 minutes from Gainesville, so it's not a bad trip to do for a laboratory exercise, and our utilization had been strong before COVID, and we look forward to resuming that as we go. So I'll be available for questions, and I know some of the video has shown you some of the background of what we have going on, and I look forward to the discussion, and thanks again for including us as part of one of your meetings.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Martin, and I'm an estuarine ecologist here at the Nature Coast Biological Station, and I wanted to briefly expound on a little bit of what Mike discussed regarding our programs here at the station. I have an appointment in both teaching and research, and so I'd like to tell you a little bit more about what I do here at the station. I teach 2 classes through Fisheries and Aquatic Sciences, and I teach those classes here in Cedar Key. The first is a class taught every summer, and that's Field Ecology of Aquatic Organisms, and that's co-taught with Don Behringer and Lindsay Reisinger. And the goal of this class is to give students a field-based experiential learning experience, and that involves getting them outside, getting them on boats, meeting with management agencies and their employees, and learning techniques that field ecologists and natural resource managers frequently use. In the past, we've done field trips with students like electrofishing the Santa Fe River, paddling the Ichetucknee, going on a tour of the Suwannee River with the Lower Suwannee National Wildlife Refuge, spending a night out at Seahorse Key and exploring the seagrass beds and marshes and mangroves found here in the local area, and joining along with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission when they go out and catch fish as part of their fisheries independent monitoring sampling. So in this class, students really get a good chance to get their feet wet and get their hands dirty and make some great contacts with various agencies here in Florida. Now, 2020 was a challenge because we took this class 100% online, made it virtual. We turned all the field trips into videos, but this is something that we were really successful in doing, and it's something that we think will supplement our field course in the future because we have these videos for rain events and other delays that might come up. Now, the second class I teach is Gulf of Mexico Estuarine Ecology, and this is a graduate level class that we taught for the first time in the fall of 2019 here at the Nature Coast Biological Station. The class is divided into 2 parts. The first part of this class, we cover much of the primary literature on many of the major threats to Gulf of Mexico estuaries. Topics such as freshwater management, loss of critical habitats like oysters, marsh, and seagrass, invasive species, nutrients, climate change, hurricanes. The second part of this class, we go through a variety of professional development activities, from how to write a CV and cover letter and how to prepare for job interviews, to effective ways to communicate your research findings, whether it's enhancing visual aids like graphs and figures, or through developing oral and written communication skills. And as Mike mentioned, we also run a diverse research program here at the station, with the priority of training undergraduate and graduate students to be the next generation of leaders in natural resource conservation. We have students working on a wide range of projects, from animal use of the many habitats found throughout the area, to restoration, to examining the ecological effects of changing climates and hydrology. So, thank you for your time and the opportunity to tell you a little bit about our teaching and research programs here at the station, and we hope to see you in person whenever it's safe to come visit.